everyone, it's Tony from PhatKatz. Gonna bring you a recap of our war with LP4 Hades, week 5. Before I do that, I do have something on my mind. First off, I want to say my understanding of CWL Lite, that it's more newer teams getting into the competitive scene, more teams with lighter breakdowns that don't have a bunch of 11s, a bunch of 10s. Teams that are working to be stronger and just to go through the league. Sometimes I think teams apply to light when really they should probably apply to rising if they really want to be competitive. Sometimes I feel like if you're in the playoffs and you have the team members, I'm not sure why you don't apply to a higher league, but whatever. Another thing I wanted to mention is I feel like the CWL admins get a lot of shit talking, saying that the league is failing because of them or some other ridiculous shit. Sometimes I feel like, at least in light, and luckily it hasn't been too often, but I feel like people treat each other, their opponents, disrespectfully or let their clanmates be disrespectful to other teams when it's not needed and it's just kind of tacky. And it's really hard for me to try to control myself instead of being real petty and throwing people under the bus. But I just want to say that I hope that people can learn that they don't have to be sore winners. They can learn to have a little humility, a little humbleness about themselves, and, stress those things for their team. Because we're here to have fun. There's no need for any of this other, just trolly douchey stuff. We're in a light league, we should have a little camaraderie. If we're a newer or a lighter weight clans, we should work together and just have a fun time, because we're not as heavy and not as well known as these other clans in higher leagues. So anyways, I'm going to go and start showing some attacks. First attack is going to be by Amanda on 14. This was a cleanup attack, so she knew what was in the CC, but it was a great attack. It was a great strategy for this base. She's going to start using a couple wizards to take this town hall, since it's got the high HP, and she doesn't want her queen to start walking the wrong way. She's got her queen dropped. Now, this base was great for this attack because they have the bomb tower in with the queen. Her queen is going to take both those out easily. Her queen never actually targets or pulls the CC. Another thing that made this great, because they have a hound. So her queen's going to walk along. She's going to drop her barbarian king just to take out the opponent's king. She drops a couple giants just to distract the Teslas for a moment and the wizard towers. Queen's up here doing work. And she's going to drop 2 main packs of hogs, one towards the side, one to get towards the middle, the guts of the base. Then she's going to drop another small little few here. And she's just going to start draping these heal spells. And then she drops her CC hogs all nice and fresh. Everybody's in a heal spell, just going down the base right before they get to the wizard towers. She's going to another one right over the expo. That's going to heal them up pretty nice to take care of these Teslas. So I'm going to speed up this cleanup because we know how it's going to go. Okay, and there you have it. So the next attack is gonna be mine, which is a little awkward. It's the first time I've shown one of my attacks. It's gonna be on 18, and it's gonna be the Red Witch attack that is shown recently. I think it's Cleric Dragon that made a video how-to on it. I think that's what his name is. If not, I apologize if I get that wrong. I drop 4 witches on each side with 2 healers just to kind of funnel down the sides. I use a couple wizards to help break the, create the actual funnel. And then I drop my heroes, some Valks, and some bowlers just right up the guts. I use a jump spell to get in because I didn't want to use a wall breaker there at that wizard tower. So they have a Hound and CC, which can be awful for Valk attacks, but I put a Rage and a Heal down to help my Valks just break in these inner walls. And you notice that this Hound is going to pop away from my Queen, but I do have a Wizard there, and I have some Witches that have been working on that Hound, so they clean up the pups pretty good. Which is lucky. Lucky that my Valks had already moved on. So I dropped the Skelly spell just to help out for whatever on this expo. Hindsight says I should have used it to clean up a little more on the backside. But that's okay. These witches are going to wrap around the sides of the base. Let's speed it up. And there it is. Okay, and this last attack I'm showing is by Crimskull. This was his first CWL attack. First CWL war. So he's going to do a Go Bow La Lune. So he drops his jump a little early, but that's okay. He still gets his funnel in time to get the heroes and everything intact without his golem being withered to smithereens. He does have a couple bowlers walk on him, but that's okay. So there they go in. The Queen's waking up on the enemy side. He's going to take her out and start, as soon as she's locked onto the enemy king, he starts dropping his hounds, his loons. His bowlers are going to go around the sides of the base, help clean up. And this hound pops. He does have a bunch of pups that follow his loons around. But they didn't do enough work because he's still got the 3-star. His Queen's going to be on this wall a little bit before she finally gets loose. And there he goes. Thanks for warring with us, Crimskull. And that's it. Congrats, LP4 Hades. Best of luck in the future. And I hope everyone has a great week number 6 coming up. I hope everyone's safe from all the storms. And see you next week.